All right, Neutron Lounge. You know what time it is. We're switching things up. It's now time for the comedy hour. He didn't know he was going to be here tonight, but I certainly hope that he's got plenty of lists for me because, well, honestly, that's what I look forward to. It's a little selfish. But he's not my stepdad, but my mom and I both wish that he was. Please, make some noise for the sexiest man in comedy. HSJ.
I'm the only person that walks on stage laughing at someone else's shit, I swear to God. So Maverick, I'm sorry to your great sadness. I don't have any lists for this week because I had to write everything. If you told me beforehand, I would have printed stuff out. So this is also a lot different than what I normally do for my comedy because I had a couple friends talking about politics and stuff and how they say the system's broken and everything, and not a conversation I ever want to get into. But I said, all right, I'll take one for the team. And they said, what? I'm like, I'll fix everything. I will run for president. 5 people in the room looked at me and goes, I'll vote for you. I'm like, you're all screwed up in the head. Because they didn't hear any of my policies. So I'm going to give you some of my policies because they're quite comedic. At least I hope so. My campaign slogan after the last 2 presidents is basically going to be, can I do any worse? At least my girlfriend laughs at my jokes. So my professional name is HSJ, so my abbreviation of my business is HSJ. So I came up with the slogan, HSJ for the USA. It's time to put the bite back in the White House. Now that I think about it, it was never a bite. I think most presidents had the clap. I don't know, because I really don't know much about presidents. I remember in 8th grade, our social studies teachers made us from George Washington up to Abraham Lincoln. And I know 4 presidents in between that I remember still. It was George Washington, John Adams, Andrew Jackson, who was the first president to ever have an assassination attempt. And his Secret Service had to pull him off his assassinator because he turned around and started beating him with his cane. If I become president, rest assured, I'm gonna do something like that. Because someone will try to want to kill me, I'm pretty sure. Some of you might want to kill me before this set is over. This is all handwritten, so I apologize. What was that?
We'll pull them off.
We'll pull what off?
We'll pull them off.
Oh, okay.
We'll pull the assassins off.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say you're pulling me off. Call me later. I'm sorry, my jokes are handwritten tonight. So.
No, you misunderstood me.
No, it's perfectly fine. Keep drinking. Don't worry about it. The more you drink, the funnier this gets. When I start making sense, that's when you should worry. So I'll start with one of my things is healthcare. So they have meetings for women's healthcare, and then just everything else healthcare. Know what I'm going to do? It's health care. Doesn't matter if you're a man, a woman, or something in between. You deserve to get health care and get the medicine you need and the care that you deserve at an affordable price. Marketing, where I belong, among other places. Most of the places I belong get jackets with no arms.
Where you from, Canada?
No, I wish. Let me see. Oh, another policy I will have. If your doctor diagnoses you and tells you you're fine and you leave the office and you go out to Ohio and end up in the hospital and they diagnose you wrong too and then you find someone else, my girlfriend, who figures out what's wrong with me, they pay you. So I'm going to go to my doctor at WakeMed in Cary and say, hey, you're paying the $2,600 bill I got from Ohio because you and them are stupid assholes and told me my lungs were clear. A person who is not in the medical profession figured out what was wrong with me.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry, that got a little intense, didn't it? Roe versus Wade. I'm gonna take away 80% of the argument. And I have to censor it because of the rules of the niche. If you have a penis, shut up. If you bring up God, shut up. Because let me tell you what some religions did when babies were born. If they looked slightly like they looked like me when they came out, right over a cliff.
We are Sparta!
Thank you. My mother and father didn't want them to disgrace me. Discard my portly body. This is one. When I become president, I'm going to change the dollar bills. When they say, for the Christians, I will be respectful and keep in God we trust. For people of other faiths, it's going to be in God's we trust. And you know what? Let's do something nice for the atheists. It'll just say, trust me. Whew. I was like, oh God, if they don't laugh at this one. I have been telling that joke for over 20 years. That was like one of my party jokes. If anyone brought up politics, that's what the joke I went to. They're like, so you don't have an opinion about either candidate? Who's running? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. If you're in a hate group, you are now an enemy of the United States of America. End of story. Thank you. Police brutality will be a thing of the past. It will not be sensitivity training. It will be pass your exam, pass your personality test. If you are a violent person, if you have any disorders, oh shit, we won't have a we won't have a police service then. If you have any symptoms of brutality or violence, you can't be a cop. You have to be a level-headed person. Now the problem is finding people to do that. Hey Derek! My stance on religion. This is going back to one of my favorites, George Carlin. Keep it to yourself. Keep it out of schools. And if I'm in the White House, keep it out of my house. Can I use one of my favorite George Carlin quotes on this one? There's no F word. There's no F word. Because there are two jokes that I like to use that shut down religious fanatical people. Fanatics, religious, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. My God has a bigger dick than your God. And a joke I've told a priest, because when people ask me, what's your religious belief? I say, I'm a Viking. Conversation usually ends right there, or I realize I'm among my people. You want to know how to piss a Christian off real quick? Sorry if any of you are in the room. You go up to him and you say, your God was nailed to 2 pieces of wood, my God has a hammer. You do the math. I told that to my parents' priest. I thought he was going to fall off his chair. He was laughing so hard. I was raised Episcopalian, so. In all fairness, how many people know someone who went to Catholic school? How many of them still believe in God? There you go. Man, I don't say. I was raised Episcopalian. I still believe in God and others. Just for me, this will be the one thing I do for me while I'm in the White House. Halloween will become a paid federal holiday. And all the candy companies will hate me because I will make them give it away for free. Pedophiles will be punished by death. For the ladies. And for men too. Rapists, castration. I will bring back capital punishment, eye for an eye. I want to make people afraid to go to jail, not, well, you know, I get 3 meals a day, I can get my high school degree, and I can get a college diploma, or college, whatever. Diploma, yeah. I was drinking, I'm sorry.
And castrati.
Drag queens, gays, lesbians, trans, non-binary, and everything I've missed, because apparently there's a new one every day. I'm 45, I can't keep up with it anymore. Leave these people alone. They are people just like you and I. Drag queens are not enemies, they're not pedophiles. If I had a child, I would trust my child with a drag queen faster than priest and definitely faster than one of the Proud Boys. And someone explained to me, what in the hell do they have to be proud for? Have you ever seen any of these guys? Aren't they the ugliest MFers you've ever seen? What do they have, and what is with the piss yellow kilts? I'm half Scottish, I am offended. And that takes a lot to offend me. Because usually I'm the one saying, I'm sorry, I won't say that again. My inauguration. I'm glad I remembered that because I know I spelled it wrong because I spelled it with an E. Someone told me it's spelled with an I. My inauguration. My host will be Mavric Rose. And the bands that will play at my inauguration will be Guar, Iron Maiden, Anthrax, Faith No More. Yes. And I will end with this. At the end of the Pledge of Allegiance says, and justice for all. I will say, and fangs for all. My name's Andrew. I am Harsha Jack. Thank you very much. I'll have a list for you next week.
Did you ever watch